Sure, they're like worked in stone. You can see he's got like holsters on his belt, and the statue has changed.
It's the dwarvish Wild West.
It's a buddy of mine. Just a new friend of mine. That's all. Good luck with your battles.
He'll take one of his bullets. Actually, hey, hold on.
Fur-trim male god with heavy mace.
What?
I'm gonna say with 2 pistols.
With dual revolvers.
Oh, two revolvers.
Okay, so what were these creatures that he was looking at? Anything?
Yeah, you look back in the alcove, and it's got the depiction of Durgar military parade with rifles and pistols, with illithids in the wings. Is now gone.
I'm leaving him a. I'd like to give him one of the bullets, but I mean it's kind of meaningless to him. Here's a +1 dwarf bane bullet. Thanks. I'll give him I'll leave an adamantine bullet.
Okay.
Like one of my converted ones in a shell. An adamantine bullet on his. I'm saying standing up like.
Okay. It disappears into the stone. And then there's a holy symbol that appears. A holy symbol of Marthammer Duin. That's made out of bullet shells.
Yeah. That's what we're doing.
What's his symbol again?
His symbol is supposed to be
What's his name again? Marthana Duin?
It's an upright mace in front of a fur-trimmed leather boot. It is now a gun emblazoned on a boot. You now know what his guns are called. He used to call a heavy mace Glowhammer. Now he's got 2 guns that are called Glow and Hammer.
Nice.
He is a neutral good god of guides, explorers, expatriates, travelers, lightning, and firearms.
Yeah, it's a good god to have. Yeah.
He's a young dwarven deity. This is what the priest is telling you.
Does the priest look horrified that the statue's changed?
He saw the bullet disappear.
The priest is talking to Lemio like all along the god was this way. Or Midwick, yeah, sorry.
But he saw the bullet disappear in the...
He uses these weapons, the same weapons that you have, as a way to keep Clanhold safe.
Right.
What better weapon on the trail when alone, as often Marthama Duin is, than his trusty revolvers?
He says it like it's a word that wasn't used very often.
Right.
Glow and Hammer.
Good names.
Mm.
I still like my thunder and lightning, though.
Yes, our king is quite impressed with your weapons. Fastest shot in the pantheon.
Nice.
Yeah, it was deep Dwera randomly, I think. Even if what's his name, the Ludiger got it, deep Dwera would have got it because Ludiger is a lesser to her greater.
Well,
what's worse than guns?
Fight a bunch of crazy friggin' dwarfs with guns.
No.
Bazookas.
What's worse than guns? Psionics plus guns.
Sonic's the worst. Hey,
Alchemist?
guess who's got a shitty will save? This guy's got a shitty will save.
Mythic psionics and guns. We could get worse. Yeah.
This is where anything that looks like a squid dies. got a tentacle, you're dead.
All right.
Sorry, Altagar, you had to go. A tentacle came out of your
So
face.
that was Midwick's
Can't have that
religious
shit.
epiphany. You talk to Marthammer Duin, the god who you gave guns to, and was now kicked out of his own pantheon for using guns, because guns lead to a path where worlds sometimes you can't escape from them. Oh, and then there's a whole Illithid thing with a bunch of sick dwarf deities, and they've got guns too.
Midwick's having thoughts. He's like, can't come back because you can't use magic, like that Nalbrin place. Perhaps. Interesting.
Interesting. All right, I've got my stuff. Let's go.
All
He
right.
takes the holy symbol, and he's actually happy about that. He puts the holy. They're being used to fight something bad, although he's kind of responsible for the bad thing there. Someone good seems to have them. Can I change my alignment?
You can. Usually it's done. Yeah? You could try to change. What alignment are you changing it to?
Neutral to neutral good.
Act gooder.
I haven't been a jerk. I haven't done anything bad, or
There might have to be
Same as
some
good.
momentous thing
Something
or a
good.
slow overriding change, or maybe even getting a priest to cast atonement to atone for any of your past sins.
like leaving those slaves behind. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, atonement might be a way. You could feel bad about.
Dude, a massive act of goodness. We knock over the terrible, terrible slave farm in your name. Nothing like a horrible, horrible murder and freeing of some slaves to be like
make
a big good
everything
thing.
Yeah.
So
Look at all
Altagar.
the blood I've
So
spilled.
we take a step
That's how
back.
good I am.
Over the 6 months, Altagar becomes king of tiny giant tribes, both Fomor and Firda. Altagar figures out how the dual crown works. You fought some orcs, and basically they're stopped pouring through from Yig, but eventually news of badness and chaos on the continent. Apparently the orcs are now using the Song Gate on the continent to launch their attacks there. The Imperium is rocked and put on their heels. As basically they came in from behind supply lines in the capital city where the gate was, summoned this 50-headed, 100-armed thing, and then used the gate. The news that you got was the strike force that the orcs used were a group of orcish heroes of immense power.
They've got my stuff.
Galeth leaves Arthursate on a quest in the continent, ironically perhaps for the Sangral, Bartertown. There's something interesting going on in Bartertown over the last 6 months. While people were fearful of Gnoll invasion, apparently the Gnolls have recently knocked over several countries that Bartertown did trade with on that world, and have been coming to Bartertown in droves to sell things. The Gnolls seem to linger in Bartertown because it's a really interesting spot. And over the last 6 months, perhaps following the Jackal Lord's cue or example, Bartertown has now, the merchants of Bartertown have started hiring Gnolls as bodyguards. It's gotten to the point by the end of the 6 months that Gnolls are actually kinda doing odd jobs, labor, bodyguarding. A lot of them are just lazy liabouts, but more of them come each day with treasures to sell from these kingdoms that they have plundered elsewhere on the continent. The Gnoll invasion is not what you expected it to be. I'm sure some of you interrogated the Gnolls, and you don't get anything more than, we got our share, we came to Bartertown. Gnoll allowed in Bartertown. See,
Where is God?
they point they point back. If you asked about Unigu, they tell you Unigu is here, and we get share, and Unigu is over there. It gets to the point for about
kick this guy.
a third to maybe even half the population of Bartertown at the end of the 6 months is Knoll.
So did people leave or did the population grow?
No, there's just so many Knolls wandering around Bartertown.
Population grew.
So the population doubled.
Yep. Bartertown is now reliant upon the gates for food. None of the food is coming from the continent, and then you've got all these extra mouths to feed. Bartertown's also growing because people are coming to Bartertown just like you to sell things and to acquire food.
Bartertown, Uka run Bartertown. Uka takes the gate and runs away.
But there are Knolls everywhere in Bartertown.
Okay.
It's causing problems, but it's also maybe a form of invasion, but none of the Knolls that you talked to were interrogated or even beat up and said, tell me what you know anything more than they were given their share from the spoils, and they trade in Bartertown.
Uker's like, I need an adult. I need a long-lived race to tell me why. I need a Donovan, I need a Lokrik, I need an adult.
Under Lokrik's sister, Dvergholm militarizes, raising levies and uniting more of the northern territories around the kingdom, kind of consolidating. We'll have to define those units. Lemmy finished his evacuation from Stemaglen to Nalbrin, to Arthur's Seat.
Arthur's Seat.
Trud has claimed 2 kingdoms on Vosgard, and his followers have been claiming more territory that traditionally is owned by the High King near Vosensaga. Not actually the capital, but little sissels and territories around. Vosensaga has become reliant on the gate for grain, while Lemmy is trying to keep weather at bay. Like, there's just too many people coming also to Vosensaga. That
Marty, Lemmy's also doing the farm gates, like the farmers' areas, just for their food and stuff. But
they are doing trade in Bartertown for grain, and grain is starting to become a thing that food is starting to become a thing that's very, very valuable.
Venezuela.
There are stories of horrible fighting in lands south of the Lakelanders territory.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
tell that shit.
Rumors of fell mass rituals in Lakeland territory, and that devils walk the streets. As
Awesome.
the Loviatarans are basically, the way some travelers say it, they are harvesting.
Guys, we gotta go put a stop to that crap. Marty, it's
There
slow
are
level. We can
so
just
many
go knock it
gnolls
over.
that are in Bartertown that some of them actually start to appear in Vosensaga as
No.
as hired thugs and like
Bodyguards
and laborers
crew
bringing stuff
and-
through, and yeah, like they're
manual
kind of a
labor.
curiosity, and then they realize that they're just kind of wild jackal folk, and people tend to leave them alone. There are some rumors in Bartertown that dragons have been uppity on a few other worlds.
There are no dragons on our worlds. We killed them all.
Something about an attack on elves. Something about a great demon war not going so well.
Yeah, that's what's going on.
The monks of Gezar are eager to have somebody. They continue telling the story of Gezar. The The monks
Don't
of
worry,
Teb.
Gezar will save us.
Gezar will save us in this trying time.
Mm-hmm.
There are more refugees from other unnamed worlds, like worlds we haven't come from, minor backwater planets that that tell tales of giant armies on the move. There is a scene that you guys don't get to see where the mother of monsters melts down the white wizard's body to prepare another formula.
You're a shithead, Adam.
You can't blame me for that one.
And at the end of the 6 months, Morfar completes the crown.
Let me steals it. Fucks off.
Remy takes it and runs. No.
For you guys, is all I've been after the whole time.
What does the crown do?
You don't know. He doesn't tell you.
What if I put the crown on?
She kills you.
Your money is spent, your items are delivered, and it is 6 months after the death of the Titan.
Marty?
Yes.
The dwarves now have 20 cannons.
That's awesome. You want to write
If they
those
give
down
me
somewhere?
money. If they give me the money for it.
That's awesome that Midway can craft those cannons. Every once in
no,
a
no,
while,
I
you
can-
get the feeling that Martham or Doon's just sort of checking in on you. Maybe he's learning how to build cannons too, now that he's got a follower.
So Marty, it's
Not just a follower,
I have,
but, you know, he's got a very learned
I got
follower.
one! Hey guys, I
There's
got
a-
one!
It might be his
There's-
only
there's-
mythic follower,
Might be.
as a lesser deity.
so
Mythic guys.
I'll
yeah.
get them. I'll get them 10, I guess maybe 15 cannons, and they're fireworm cannons, which basically shoot kind of like fireballs.
Okay, under the description for Dvergholm, do you want to add that in?
Yeah.
Just kind of at the bottom. I will make sure that that forms a unit when I start defining the units that you've collected.
Okay. Virgo.
Are there anything? Is there anything else special that you guys wanted to do during downtime? And maybe we just go through Uker. Is there anything that needs my attention?
So, the weird stuff that I had in my downtime thing.
Oh, you want me to open up the sheet? Okay.
So, there was research spell, no big deal. Try to buy monstrous humanoid bits, whether if they're available. That's just a thing. He wants to take Mei Ling to Teb
Okay.
to be carved. To be
6 months.
stylized.
Yeah, the monks are fine. You're the closest hope in one sect of the monks that believe that you might be strong enough because you faced news has spread from those two centaurs that you brought out when you and left at the side of the mountain range when you went and fought the Ouroboros. They saw you stand against it and walk away from it. The monks of Teb have fractured into a group that thinks that reading aloud, reading quietly, and performing the massive story of Gezar will bring him back. There are others that think that you shouldn't be meddling at all in any of this. You have no business here. And then there are some that basically say, you're the closest thing that we have to heroes. Maybe if they got Gezar's hammer and Gezar's bow, we can have Gezar back. And thus be saved.
Cool.
Of course, you know where the hammer lay. The hammer lay in the tomb.
Yeah.
That is not a tomb. It's actually a cenotaph when a body isn't there. So the cenotaph that's underneath the cairn of Gezar has the hammer guarded by Ouroboros. And then Yinagu was the one who has Gezar's bow.
So I need to go kill Unigu to get the bow, because that's what the really cool thing is. The only other thing that he had that was he wanted to actually walk to the priest place. I can't remember the name of it.
There are gnolls now that have visited the Temple of Teb
Okay.
because they want to learn. There's just a group of maybe about 20 gnolls that are curious about Gezaria. Like I mean, like these hyena folk are like everywhere.
It's this weird cockroach scourge of hyenamen.
Because of Bartertown connecting through the gates, they're just
It's
kind of
everywhere.
spreading everywhere.
I ask which of them is the strongest, and then I kick him across the room.
These gnolls are.
We want to learn what it is to be Gezar. Yes, Gezar.
And they all bob their heads. You realize they're not carrying any weapons, and they're wearing, like, acolyte robes. Like, the lowest rank of the low of like, temple visitors get these robes.
Uker will pick up the 600,000-pound stone, and when you find out, let me know.
They have that weird kind of laugh, and they're like, they laugh nervously, and it's almost like they're laughing in hyena voice is like a tick that they do.
Nervous sound. Yeah.
But they seem generally earnest, Uker. But then you've seen, like, Knowles mugging people in Bartertown, you know, like,
They're just people with knoll faces. And there's a guy who has my bow, who I'm pretty certain shined me on at one point, so that means that it's okay to beat his ass, because he shined me on. Also, I think he might be a demon. Which might make it also okay to beat his ass.
Okay, so is there anything else?
Oh, 6,000.
Yeah,
for-
the mailing gets carved however you'd like. What was the carving? The carvings?
It would just be actually, I wanted to do like a history of Gezer montage thing,
Okay.
like before it gets plus
Read
one.
this history!
It's history, exactly.
weight
And
of
then
history.
plus one returning to be enchanted on it.
Yeah,
don't know.
that is underneath the cost. Okay. So and you've got the Uker Ulfs in there. That's good.
I got some girls in there, and then I wanted to go to the to visit the temple,
Where?
if possible. I can't remember the name. On
Ansa Ripsala?
Rosala. Yeah.
Okay. Amsa Ripsala has become sort of almost a way station for people to escape the winter. There are a lot of priests there. You get the sense that not a lot of the priests that are still there are powerful. Like, they've got a lot of learning to do to catch up for the death that somebody brought to
Somebody, I
Ansa
don't know
Ripsala.
who.
Okay.
And the statues of the gods are kind of underwhelming, Uker. It's like big, blocky, bigger versions of the depictions of the gods of the of the Vosgar pantheon made out of wood. And compare, like, your people's artwork is hundreds of years ahead of these crudely carved depictions of the deities. That doesn't mean that you don't like feel that everyone thinks that this place is special, but
Yeah, this is not the beacon of mankind.
the aesthetic, no.
This might have been a beacon of mankind, but this is no longer a beacon of mankind.
And are you doing anything there to gain attention, or are you just being respectful and worshiping?
I think I'm just going to be respectful and worshiping.
Okay.
As long as Thor's worshipped here, we're all good.
Yeah, most of the gods of the pantheon are worshipped.
Yeah.
Some of them are smaller, and then some of the statues almost have like little small ones around them, and you're like, oh, maybe the gods have families, and like all the gods are depicted here. Or at least all the Vossensagan gods. You know, kind of that there are two families, the Aesir and the Vanir. They're kind of like a set of families that fought and then made up and then became a pantheon.
Is this at the top of a mountain or on the side of a mountain?
It's the top of a mountain. Near the top, not the actual top.
Okay, he'll go to the top of the mountain, because that's
Okay.
probably where you're
And you
supposed
can make
to, you're supposed to pray at
DC
the top of the
40,
mountain.
50 climb checks.
Yeah.
Okay. You go to some spot where probably no man has sat before and looked down upon the...
This is how you're supposed to do it. Uker will leave a little thing there, like
His little tests.
These little tests.
his trials.
The test is actually the top of the mountain. This is the real temple.
Okay. Uker can't help while looking beyond that. While maybe there's some folk that have been playing around with the weather at Vossen or at Ansa Repsala, maybe it's Lemio's touch, but just the winter all around it. And it feels like the winter never released its grip, and it's only now getting colder. Like this is now the second winter within Fimbul Winter that approaches. You know that out here, aside from the little pockets that Lemio has been saving, people are suffering. And there are stories, even local, where men are turning against men. An age of broken spear, of shattered shields. A wolf age, they speak of. And you know that great pack is still up there.
We're gonna have to spank that wolf,
There are many things that need to be spanked.
including you.
Maybe a little bit.
That great pack. You wonder, with the thing still inside you, if she called,
Oh, I don't know that I wouldn't.
would you have to go? Whose side are you on?
I'm on the mountainside. I'm on the mountaintop, technically. That's the... Yeah.
Whose side are you on?
Right.
So is anybody else doing anything during the downtime?
Marty, I made a miscalculation because I craft at half price.
Yep.
It's 32 cannons and 5 fireworm cannons.
More
Got it.
cannons.
So you've got
Cannons.
a unit of cannoneers,
Yeah.
a big ass unit. Okay,
Big ass unit.
Azzy, what were you doing during downtime? You wanted to buy a circlet so that
Loker
Loker
could
could
craft.
craft a bow.
Yeah.
What was the first bow that you wanted to craft?
It was a +3 brilliant energy.
And are you starting at +3? Sorry, I've stifled.
No, this is a brand new bow.
A brand
Built
new bow.
+3, then throw. And
Okay.
then I'm having my normal bow upgraded to a +4 afterwards.
Got it. Loker can do both once that circlet is done. So subtract your money as he's got his bows.
Okay.
Was there anything else you wanted to do?
I'm just gonna upgrade. I don't know if we got anybody who does. What do you call them? Rings of protection? Because my ring of protection sucks.
All our rings of protection suck.
We all suck. We need an Oberon.
And the stupid barter town has a limit on how big of a ring you can get. It's not big enough.
Got a bigger ring!
We have to go kill people with better rings. Do you have a nice ring? It's whap.
You look important enough.
I thought the limit was like 200,000 or something.
No, the limit's 30 something.
Oh, that's brutal.
30. It's 30. It's just shy of 32. So I'm hoping Marty will let Donovan get away with a 32,000 gold piece.
The base value is of a city of that size. It's 16,000 with all of the magical traits of Bartertown and it being like Trade Town. It's multiplied by 1.95, so that's 31,200.
So I'm hoping Donovan can get away with 32,000.
32,000. I'll round it up.
He's got a really good diplomacy check. He will sweet talk.
Come on, man.
The dates off that
Pull your
crafter.
tires.
Yeah, because I think a lot of
That one
weapons
sucks,
are
man.
at 32,000. The purchase limit is what you're able to buy, what you're able to sell. So you can sell, like, Bartertown will suck up any of the magic that you throw
Okay.
at it. But it's just, like, people snap up that stuff when it's available.
All right, but what's the difference? I've only got a +2 ring of protection. I think I can get a +3, can't I?
A +3 is 18,000. It's a +4 you can't get.
Alright, so I'll get a
Oh, plus 4
3.
is 32,000. So I
Oh,
just
+4. Yeah, +4 is now on the table.
Yeah, and we got like an extra crap ton. Yes, so I will get a +4.
Okay.
These good calls, sir.
All right. Is there anything story-wise that you wanted to do within this time? It feels like you've been following Lemmy and the others around, and
He's gonna start asking. He wants to talk to Lemmy.
okay. Let's
Hey,
do
Ozzy,
it.
what's up?
Do it.
What's up, Ozzy?
I want to use some of your planar rods.
Sure. What do you need?
Oh, I need to find pieces of this artifact.
Didn't you want us all to come along with you? They seem like pretty dangerous things. Like, we'll come and help.
Yeah, I want to know where they are. I'm not going to go grab him. I mean, unless it's standing right
Oh,
there.
right. Well, sure. Let's go.
Wait, you don't have to come with. I'll just.
I can plane shift multiple times a day. If you end up in a place that's not safe,
Yeah, all right then, sure.
so I've got a rod to, well, okay, Vosgard, Nalbrin, the Outlands.
He makes you take him everywhere.
Yeah, well, we're on
Yeah.
Vosgard. We've been
Yeah,
in Albrin.
Been a
We
now,
go to the outlaw. Oh my god. Oh, you're awake. That's great. We go to the Outlands.
the Outlands. Is there anything in the Outlands?
Come here, buddy. You're allowed to sleep. We go to the Outlands, and you can try your the compass there.
Anything in the Outlands, Marty?
Okay, so just list off the places you're going. Basically, you're planning
Outlands.
traveling around Outlands. Yep.
And Yig.
Yig.
Oh, that's all we got. Right.
I'll hop different.
it.
Lemmy was going to Bartertown to get rods. I was actually specifically looking for one for what's it called? The one that I busted, or got not busted. The one I lost.
The one that was confiscated.
Right.
What's it called?
Arborea. No. Arbelio on the Heaven
It's
layer.
one with Mount
Yeah.
Clangdon.
Yep. We just got a looker sheet. I left it on there, but I crossed it out.
Arcadia. Mount
Okay,
Clangdon.
so he brings you to the Outlands. It's a spooky place, Azildan. It just seems to go on and on forever. It's kind of muted in color.
Nothing there.
It's like a Badlands almost. And you see this
Okay.
weird spire at the center. And you know that it might be bad to go there. And then you think that you could go to hell from the Outlands, and just simply thinking about hell, which I'm assuming comes up in Azildan's thoughts quite often.
Yeah, it does.
You know the way to hell from where you're standing. You know it's in that direction.
Awesome.
Great.
Alright, there's nothing here.
All right.
Hey, can you get me to Bartertown?
When you did this in the Outlands, you got this strange feeling that something was looking back at you.
Okay, something familiar or just...
No, like you caught the attention of something. You didn't like
We
the way
should-
it felt.
We
Yeah,
should
let's
go.
get outta here.
Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah, you feel it too? Let's go.
So, Lemio, at every world that you go to, he this blue circle appears in his forehead. He doesn't seem to be finding what he's looking for, and he looks a little bit frustrated.
Well, you have an idea you said earlier to Donovan?
Donovan said there's a world, I've got a tip, let's just say, about a world, one of these imperial worlds.
We'll do this conversation in Arthur's State, by the way, where it's nice and
Okay.
safe.
Where Donovan and I guess Altagar are.
Yeah.
and a bunch
Right,
of
so-
gnomes.
So best thing is to get this. I mean, Midwick knew about it, right? So the Empire, they don't use Yegg, so they have to be using the what's it called?
Songate.
The song gates, right? So if we get the right song gate, you should be able to get there from anywhere.
But if we can get a road, do we need the Songate at all?
I was hoping to get that. I was hoping to get as many rods as I can from Bartertown.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But if we know of a specific one, they might have it. Instead of just
Right.
going at random.
Well, I was gonna just get as many as I could find. Really.
You also just need metal, more so than a rod, right? If you have metal from the correct location, you can craft it into a rod. You just need to know for certain that it is from a specific location.
Right.
Yeah, I don't
What?
make rods. I don't know if you've noticed that.
No, but there are others here. This dinosaur planet. What do they export? Immensia. What does it do?
They export a great deal of gems, furs, ivory.
All things that Midwick might know.
Or just go and talk to Midwick. You know this crap.
Okay, during the downtime, you go and corner Midwick, who's pounding away on cannons. I guess you'd pour the cannon, but anyways, yeah.
Yeah.
There's got to be some pounding in
Yeah,
there
there's
somewhere.
gotta be. Midwick's there. He's got a. Is the holy symbol visible or not?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You notice this weird collection of like bullet shells that he leaves behind everywhere he goes, around a symbol.
Knowledge religion?
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
Wait, do I leave a track of bullet shells? Is that what he said?
No, there's bullet shells framing the holy symbol.
Okay,
Yep.
good.
I got a 12 then.
You can easily.
No,
follow
I'm
the
saying
guy.
when you're firing off 11 per round and emptying your gun and putting them in, I'm sure you're not carefully
Yeah.
putting every single,
You're firing
shell
that many
away.
bullets and leaving all those shells around. You should, after like a couple rounds, it's like a tripping hazard around you. It's just, whoa.
difficult terrain.
12. It's a dwarven god. You think?
Alright, probably a shooty one.
Or maybe it's a gnomish god. Maybe it's his god. He's never really. You guys haven't paid much attention to Midwick.
All right, I will.
He
He
looks-
looks,
he
bastard
doesn't-
with a charisma as high as
he
Azildan's.
He doesn't look well. He looks like the life's been drained out of him.
Donovan,
How's mummification going?
31 on the knowledge religion.
Marthammer Duin is supposed to be the god of travelers. Why is his symbol got a gun on it?
Who made you the symbol, Midwick?
Oh, Marthammer.
You look like crap. You're alright.
Yeah. I did my diet again. You know, the one that I lost when Lemmy fixed my arm.
Oh.
He's called Zombie now.
Yeah, you could say that.
Take it from
why
someone who
does-
knows. Being
why-
undead is not good.
I'm
Why
not
does
dead.
Mothhammer have a gun in his boot as opposed to his mace?
You can ask Altagar.
Oh. Oh.
There's a
Oh.
lot of bad things that these guns got given to. A lot of evil out there with these guns. Yeah, it's not cool.
Do you know how to get to Immensia?
You think he's referring to a Mensa, but
You mean Immensa?
Yeah,
That's what I said.
Right, the one with the really big animals, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, never heard of it.
Oh, he's funny. Oh,
Yeah, I'm a funny guy. I've been hammering away for the last 50 days. What do you expect? No, you need to. He needs a song gate, and the place that will probably have him is Malburn.
Well, no,
Yeah,
we
the
have a
song
song
gate.
gate. If we just need
No.
another song.
We need the song. That's why you're still awake. Oh,
What
God.
can you tell us about Immensa?
It's a hunting ground. Basically, all the nobles head over there. They'll make. Let's just go killing everything. Well, you gotta understand these animals are very dangerous, right? They're very large, not easy to bring down. Usually, nobles will bring cannon fodder, and most of them will die.
Oh,
But
well,
nobles go to kill things. That's it.
doesn't sound so bad for us. I mean, we are quite good at bringing down large prey.
Yeah, no, we'll be fine. I hope. Once I'm done my armor, then yeah.
So the lot of us go there should be no problem then.
Yeah. I mean, it's very likely that the Imperium's gonna have people there, right? So they're gonna be as much of a threat to us as the animals are.
So, is that if we use the song gate?
Songgate's gonna be very well protected. I don't know how well, probably not as well as my city. But my home country, or my home world. But it would be protected.
One of
Do
the one of the
Melbournese
words
have-
one of the words, Lemmy, that you or sorry, Midwick, that nobles you've heard use about whenever they go to Immensa is something called safari, where they basically go there to hunt these great beasts using the guns that your gnomes have provided
Yeah.
them.
Those bastards, they go on this thing called a safari. We just kind of hang out and not go in any sort of danger at all, and just use those animals for target practice using my gear. Bastards. Meant for killing things like that.
Oh,
Yeah,
so it's
right.
like lazy hunting for people who can't shoot.
Exactly. It's not even
Well, then how
dangerous.
dangerous can it be, honestly? It doesn't sound that bad.
No, most of these things will eat you up.
Well, by the sounds of it, most of them go there because they can't hit a small animal. Get something the size of a house. Yeah, you shot
Oh,
it.
That's why I tried to kill one of them. Anyway, let's not get into that one. Wait, what? What was that?
Donovan added 40-something hit points to his total. Yes!
Okay. So
Oh, is there time to? Oh yeah, there's time to
no,
face-
sorry, I didn't want to derail. I just
it
finished
sounds
the
it sounds like Azildan wants to find a way to Immensa.
Yes.
Is the
So
Best way to do
Donovan
that
is
is to get your song.
So the Imperium, they're song keepers. How do they work?
You mean who knows the songs?
Yeah.
Yes. Who knows the songs and uses them for their troops?
The worlds that I've gone through, there's always a couple of people that know how to sing, but their lyrics are very well controlled. Lots of military around, very high protection. They know how dangerous anything that comes through the gate could be, so it's always
Who
guarded.
knows how to sing on Nalbrin?
Oh fuck, would I know that?
We're just
Is there a uniform? Is there some form of hat or distinguishing mark?
Is it
The one
When
that
would
doesn't
they
ask- the one that looks like they can't fight.
What?
That's usually the one.
Well, that's most
very
of them.
well
All they got
dressed.
was them stupid loud sticks and guns.
Yeah,
Very
there
well
there is
dressed.
there is a corps of soldiers that effectively are the what do you call like the musicians
boys.
in a military?
Well,
Band.
depending on you, the drummers is a drummers and pipers. Brain malfunctioning.
Yeah, musician in military.
war band.
We'll call it the
The gate choir.
Oh, didn't you guys have a book with music songs in it from the Imperium?
I think so.
Let's go to Oberon's library.
Why don't we? This is the book I talked about.
Army
Oberon.
Manual of Marching Songs for the glory of the Emperor Eternal, the throne Chris Leon. Okay, I didn't actually name it, but we'll come up with it now. We'll call it the Imperial
Travel guide. Travel's guide too.
Group Corps. It's probably
We also
the
have
Imperial
book-
Military Band Corps.
We also have the Book of the
Nice.
Songs of Worlds, which is 4 songs that we know that we just don't know where they go. One goes to Crucible.
It's best that we actually figure out where they go, and then memorize them. Like the songs that we know to Vosgard and Nalbrin, or if we know whatever ones we know, we should probably keep with all of us.
Well,
just
why
in
don't
case
we
get
ask one of
separated.
this military corps people, military band corps?
Well, we can definitely do that. We can go and you can go and get one of them. You can control them. Tell them.
Yeah, I'm alright with that.
You guys are gonna go to Nalbrin and try to see if you can find some of these guys. Is that what you're saying?
It's called a kidnapping, I think.
I don't think it's a child. Hopefully they're older than that.
Is it this group here? One conversation? Altagar, Lemio, Donovan, Midwick, Azildan? Gonna go.
I think so. I think that's sufficient.
Also, Marty, there's something. Oh, I'll write it down in the thing. I wanted
Okay,
to get
I'm-
everybody tokens for. Never mind. It's good. It's good. I'll write it
Please research kaiju before going. No, that would be logical.
I'm a bard. I don't do research.
I'll just assume I know everything before I go.
I go. I go. Oh yeah.
Okay, so
A
this
lot.
this manual that you found in Acropolis, is a manual from the Imperial Military Band Corps, and this is what Midwick basically says. These guys. Midwick knows that you start off at the rank of, and only officers can be part of the band corps. That's one method of control. It's like that you don't have privates and sergeants. You have lieutenants, and that's the lowest rank that you can be to be part of the military
In
band
this
corps.
book, do the songs have names, or are they just songs?
The songs have names, yeah,
No, what are the names?
like Glory March and Victory of Roses and
How many days in is this?
the lion defeats all. The lion defeats dragon.
Defeats dragon. Bet it's that one. Okay, let's go. Let's go find a guy and ask him.
Sure, did you write those down? Because I did not remember what I just said. There's lots of forgettings. I'm going to switch maps to Nalbrin because you guys are apparently going on a little raid.
We're just gonna go borrow somebody. It's gonna be the Alta Scoop. Scoop.
Hello. Don't
Hello.
mind me. Yoink.
Don't mind me. I am the Alta Bear.
Shh.
Are you sleeping?
We should really figure out what kaiju is.
I will gingerly rock you to sleep.
Alright, so here is Nalbrin. You guys are using Arthursate as kind of your jumping point when you travel back and forth. And actually, you had this conversation. No, you had to go get Midwick. So you come back to the Owl. This is 6 months and 1 day now. Find the 25, find the 26th. Lemmy, Altagar, Midwick. Azildan and Donovan, what do you guys do?
We're gonna go back like to that town we saw. Maybe.
We're gonna first cast a the spell that masks all of our friggin' bodies.
But I'm so
Veil?
handsome now.
Veil, that's the one. We're gonna cast a veil to be humans.
Disguise themselves as humans, so like Nalburnese, or
Nalburnese. Do we want to be Nalburnese, or do we want to be? Do we see any of the Imperium, or like the modernized soldiers of that Nalburn has?
you saw them at the Fortress of Cairbrand because Altagar punched them when they're trying to cannon him. Yeah, so you've seen their more modern soldiers.
Okay, we'll be more modern soldiers as opposed
So
to like
Nalburnese musketmen.
yeah.
Okay. Who's are any of you officers or?
Oh, most definitely. Donovan is an officer.
Donovan's an officer. Okay.
Of course.
All right. So you cast Veil while on.
Arthur Satan.
Wait, is there a reason why Uker is still werewolfing it up? I genuinely forget if so. Well, he's still a werewolf. He still doesn't have complete control over it. It's been a long time since I've dropped him down to half hit points.
We've been using the hit really hard and make it dead before it gets a chance to hurt you
Yeah.
approach.
Yep.
They kill it in 2 rounds technique.
It really doesn't like Altagar. Look at it
But
punching
his-
Altagar. Uker sneaks up and kills
With every level he goes up, every mythic
It's getting
tier,
harder.
it's still getting harder and harder for him to control. So the danger, while it's not as frequent, it's still omnipresent.
The next
Yeah,
one is
get
going to
rid
be
of that.
bad because Uker Ulf has had like +7 to his AC.
He also knows that his family bloodline of wolf, like if you call it that, the curse
Yeah.
bloodline, might be able to like call him out. And that was what Uker was contemplating as he kind of felt Skolsdottir still doing that thing where it was eating the northern lights.
Oh, Donovan, just while we're walking here, can you take a vision and tell me how to fix Yig's Winter? For fuck's sakes, I keep forgetting.
Yeah, that quest we need to prove ourselves to the Tebans to get access to Gazrija.
The Llama of Teb doesn't want to send Uker there because he doesn't think that Uker's ready.
So I gotta kill the Ouroboros and the stupid jackal demon who called out my manliness.
But remind me of why you guys are going to go and nab the dude because you want to go to Immensa because Azildan's thing. Okay, got it. All right.
Right.
So
It's a quick thing.
Yeah.
It is. This is a quick thing.
So you veil yourselves and then what? You're looking pretty imperial, which makes some of your skins crawl.
Just
Right
find out who we need.
now, try to embody a pompous ass.
Done and done.
Perfect.
That was Azildan. I'm
Azildan,
guessing.
you're doing well.
Hey, let me just, you know what? Let me take the lead, and you can help me, Donovan.
Midwick Scott ranks in profession soldier.
Plus, you
He's
speak
done
the
this
language.
before. Yeah, I've done this before, so
Oh,
Does Midwick look like Midwick, or does Midwick look like a human
It
soldier?
does not look like
Okay.
Midwick
Alright.
looks like a human soldier, and
it.
you know how to do this? We'll make him one rank down from whatever I am.
revolvers are hidden.
Revolvers are hidden. Got it.
Well, they're
Hey, look
veiled,
what I
right?
got.
Oh, they're veiled.
Yes.
All right.
All right. So,
Now what? You're in
towards
Arthur
the capital,
State.
Lemmy.
The gnomes have been very industrious in cleaning the place as well as setting up farms, and everything is starting to look really well after 6 months of habitation there.
How square are their rows of corn?
Annoyingly not square enough for Azildan, but everyone else, it's all right.
Yeah.
And any day now, Gemadri will give birth.
I make sure somebody around her can give me a sending whenever she's ready, because I will like to deliver the child.
Sure.
Wait. Crap.
Sorry. Remy, destroyer of worlds.
Yeah.
It's Remy the destroyer.
Well, no, I can't get it. I can't get a sending across, right? So I have to check in every.
Yeah.
I can do a scrying on her every morning.
Okay. That's a good way
I'll
to...
do
Plane
scrying
shift
on
us. Get us into this capital.
Yep. So where are you heading?
Where do you need to go?
By the ring.
Which ring?
The big ring in the capital.
You mean the one across the continent that I've never been at?
Yes, that one.
Huh. Alright, fuck it.
Well, we know they'll be there, right?
Well, actually,
Someone's got to open that gate.
Mhm.
in Nalbrin, you mean the place surrounded by orcs? And possibly the Titan? Are you fucking mad? We're gonna have to get there. They're flying.
Yes. So, the
We're gonna-
windwalk
the
spell,
windwalk.
teleport as far as we can.
There you go. There you go. So, Windwalk, teleport as far as we can along the continent. And so we do these spells in Arthur-Sate.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
You windwalk.
Plane shift from Arthur-Sate to...
oh yeah, plane shift to the farthest point that I know of. And then we'll have to windwalk the rest of the way. Oh, actually find the path.
The gate with the
Find-
Titan? Question mark. So the orcs seem to come to this world. They invaded along Yig, but in the news that spread is that there's total chaos in the continent right now, because some orcs that came through had the power to just travel to the continent. They summoned the 50-headed, 100-armed thing that Lemio first saw in his backstory. And that's been running around amok. And there's a story that it's wearing a giant ring around its neck. Like a big...
Medallion.
what is that rapper with the clocks around his neck?
Flava Flav.
A big Flava Flav songgate
Boy.
around its neck. And the orcs have stopped now passing via Yggdrasil, but apparently they are now invading the continent, where the Imperium had been invading. Invading and building up countries. And Nalbrin, while it's not the name of the world, it's the name of this island. It's just Gallus people were backwards enough that they...
Gallus calls gnomes elves
Yes.
after knowing gnomes and elves for over a year.
So, the plan is to go and kidnap, who's the word you used, an officer of the Imperial military band corps, hoping that he may know songs.
Well, to label the songs for us in the book.
It's
Okay.
probably best. It's probably best to just stealth our way in, right?
Yeah, and then we're just going to dominate one and have
So-
them walk off.
Windwalk can travel 60 miles a day. No, 60 miles an hour.
Long way. Long time.
It's a long road.
Okay, let me just find a token where Lemmy is. Arthur-Sate's not a bad spot to start that.
We're teleporting to the Kerbrand, I think.
The far side
Or-
of the Tarthian
Or
gap.
Halidon?
Oh, Halidon, okay.
I think we've been Halidon before.
Yep.
Plane shift.
So it's plane shift from Arthur-Sate to Halidon,
Sure.
and then or windwalk from there.
Windwalk from there. So,
In Arthur-Sate, I do
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's 1 hour. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 2 hours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3 hours later, you've